Hillary says if Trump investigates her it'll be a disastrous step towards. Is she serious? Talk about living in your own little world. Hillary has been schlepping her book all over creation. She wants that blame game fairy tale to sell like hotcakes. Now that the Clinton Foundation has lost the influence that they could peddle, she's got to make her money somewhere. Her book tour even took her to places she neglected in her presidential bid, Michigan and Wisconsin. Michiganians and Wisconsinites weren't good enough to get a visit from the Democratic nominee, but now that she's hawking her wares, she's gonna tell y'all how much she loves ya. Her book tour is Hillary's last grasp at relevancy, and in her Clintonian way, she's using it to full advantage. Unfortunately, continually being in the public eye isn't working so much for her as it has allowed increased scrutiny. The investigation into Russian meddling in the presidential election has shown no real evidence of collusion in the Trump camp, but arrows are now pointing to the Democrats and it's now been dropped right into Hillary's lap. Oddly, Hillary isn't asking, what difference, at this point, does it make? A question that should have been asked relating to her election loss rather than subjecting the world to yet another memoir by Hillary Rodham Clinton. Instead, she's saying that investigating her would be an abuse of power and destructive to our democracy. What planet is this chick on? Has she not been around for the previous administration that weaponized government against its political enemies? Watch her ridiculous claims to the uber leftist site, Mother Jones. I regret deeply that this appears to be the politicization of the Justice Department and our justice system, Clinton said on Wednesday. This Uranium One story has been debunked countless times by members of the press, by independent experts. It is nothing but a false charge that the Trump administration is trying to drum up to avoid attention being drawn to them. Source: Mother Jones. She claims an investigation into her malfeasance would be a disastrous step into politicizing the Justice Department and would send a signal that we are going to be like some dictatorship, like some authoritarian regime, where political opponents are going to be unfairly, fraudulently investigated. Obama's administration practically wrote the book on politicizing the Justice Department to let Hillary off the hook repeatedly. She said that we are a nation of laws, not of men, and that she touted that the justice system is blind. Really? How's about we ask Dinesh D'Souza about that? Or maybe the Tea Party groups targeted by the IRS? Frankly, the previous president, the allegedly scandal-free POTUS, used government as a cudgel for his political enemies. And everyone but those involved in the administration, and the Democratic true believers can see that. Hillary has skirted jail so many times, and she and Bill have pretty much made an entire career out of flaunting the law. She's refused to take responsibility for her actions or the actions of her husband. Ms. Feminist who said all women who make accusations of sexual assault deserve to be believed, except for the ones that accuse her husband of vile behavior. She even said the accusations were bimbo eruptions and Monica Lewinsky was a narcissistic Looney Tune. She is now cashing in on an entire book that puts responsibility for her election loss on everyone but her. She was in the middle of an investigation when her husband just happened to meet with the Attorney General and discuss grandkids and recipes privately on the tarmac right before she said Loretta Lynch would keep her job if Hillary was elected president. Nope, that doesn't look fishy at all. Hillary's claim that investigating possible connections to Russia and the Uranium One deal would be an abuse of power is ridiculous. Especially for someone who claimed she believed that justice should be blind. Do you know why she tries to pull this crap? 1. Because she has disdain for the average American and thinks we're stupid enough to buy it. 2. She is evil. Hillary just might be the beast from the Book of Revelation. If you think so, have we got the shirt for you? Beware of the Hildebist. It has been estimated that 1 in 25 Americans is a sociopath. As described by Dr. Martha Stout in The Sociopath Next Door, a sociopath is a person who lacks a conscience and whose behavior is marked by deceitfulness, irritability, and lack of remorse or responsibility when causing harm to others. Can you say, "Hello Hillary"? She fits that description to a T, eh? That's why we renamed her, the Hildebist. Buy this shirt and warn others of her menacing presence. Make sure to wear it around relatives and associates who voted for her. Enjoy. Does your grandpa go off on paltry politicians, whether they be Democrats or Republicans? Does he get misty-eyed when he talks about God and country and America's future? And have you ever heard him scream, "Oh, hell no," when Rosie O'Donnell starts yapping on television? If you answered yes to one, or all of the above, then your gramps will love Doug Giles' latest book, My Grandpa is a Patriotic Badass. Don't be fooled by the title, this ain't just for Grandpa. The snowflake generation, and the rest of America, needs a good old dose of grandpa wisdom. Especially if that grandpa is Doug Giles. You'll love My Grandpa is a Patriotic Badass just as much as Grandpa will.